Hello, all my wonderful and creative friends. I'm Pixie, and this is Pixie's Projects. Welcome in if you're new, and welcome back if you've been here before. Today, we're going to do dripping blood and dripping slime that might help you with your Halloween coloring. So, stay tuned, and we'll get started. I remembered that this was a reoccurring theme for me last holiday season. I did a lot of blood drips and splatters and things like that. I'm going to open this up. This is Glen Dent's Tiny Little Horrors coloring book. And on this page, it was just this zombie with a meat cleaver. These images are very simple. Well, of course, I opened to the biggest ones, but they're very simple. And this was just Frankenstein. I added this rectangular border. I added this striped border on this one. And on this one, I did the blood drips and splatters down here. I will also show the splatters with the drips so that you get the idea. That one I did Distress ink. They're very, very simple images. So for the goo or slime, I've drawn a line that will just mimic the top of the page because I went straight from the top. So we'll do it that way because I don't have a page to do slime on. And when I get to the blood, I do have a book that I'm going to put the blood in. So let's get started. I have an Azure marker by Royal and Langnickel. This is Green 1, GR1. And this was purchased at Walmart. And then I have a Spectrum Noir Classique. And this is Lime Green CG2. So this is my lightest color. So I'm going to go ahead and start with that. And draw out the, not the splatter, the drips. Okay, so this is not anything technical, I guess. I draw them however I want. The only thing that I try to make sure to do, and as soon as I'm done drawing it, I'll show you the little bit that I can about how I go about it. So let's say that was the top of my page. The only thing I really do is make sure that I vary where the drip stops here and I vary where it stops here. So it's just randomly placed. And so for goo or slime, you're going to want, some kind of toxic green color. And these colors are working fine for me for that. So I'm just going to go ahead and color in all of my slime. And I just think these are fun for those types of pages that just have one floating drawing on them. It does add some visual interest to the top of the page. And if it fits the theme like it did with that zombie, I just think it looks really good. And this may be too simple to do a tutorial, but I have found that sometimes when I don't know what's happening on something and then somebody explains it to me, it's just so simple. It's ridiculous, and I wish I had thought of it or understood it before I asked the question, but I think we all have those kind of things, so I'm going to just do a tutorial anyway. Okay, so that's what the beginning of the drops look like, the drip. And then I'm just going to freehand a splatter, which obviously if you were doing these, you could bring these down as far as you want on a page, but I just like to have like some of it laying on the ground so that, or the bottom of the picture, however you want to put it, so that it looks like when it fell it kind of pulled on the ground. And I will color those in, and then we'll jazz them up a bit. I sound like my grandma. That's what she used to say when she would do something and then want to make it better, she would jazz it up. So we're going to jazz up this slime in just a moment. And then, like I said, I will go ahead and show with blood, but that will be in a book. So yeah, I don't bother with it too much. I just color it in There we go. Okay, so then I have like a slightly darker green, and I do mean slightly darker. It's hardly any darker at all, but it's enough for the alcohol markers. So I just kind of run some of this along just to add interest. I keep always saying add visual interest, you know, because it gets really flat, basically, if we don't add stuff in. And again, not too careful about it. There's no rhyme, no reason. I'm not gonna tell you, oh, that's because that's where the shadows are or whatever. I don't know where the shadows are. I don't even know if there are shadows. I'm just making it up as I go along. And if you don't think too hard, it kind of looks cool. I mean, I'm sure there are much better people out there to tell you if you want technical advice. I'm just giving you, hey, this was really cute and I liked it. I do know that on the bottom piles, I'm sorry for tilting the paper, but that sun is beating me up today. For the bottom piles, I do like to do it on the bottom of the pile, depending on how big the pile is, or the puddle, whatever you want to go with. Depending on how big it is, I might fill it in more. So for me, that looks pretty good. And I think if I was to do it quick enough, I could probably blend those together. But I, again, don't really find that I want to spend any time on this at all. I think it just visually looks cool right off the bat, you know, without any extra technical bits. Okay, the only other thing I have for the goo is a white Uniball Signo pen. And this is just like the lowlights or shadows. I really just fling this everywhere. And you can do lines. You can do some dots. It's definitely not supposed to be, or for me, it's not supposed to be anything that requires too much thought or effort, or I would not be bothering doing it. So there's the drips that hang from the wall. And then up here, because we did the bottom section, we'll just do the top on those. So then there would be like a little figure in the middle, and there's our drips of goo and our puddles of goo all done. So I think we've got a pretty good image on that. So again, this is Creepers and Haunts, travel size book by White Stag. We're doing vampire number 4. I'm just getting some protective sheets down, and that is our page. For this page, I was watching Spicy Cat Colors today, and she also has the pile of markers that need to be done, and that's kind of what we're using. So I have Color It art marker. This is Maroon R08, and then this is another Azure from Royal and Langnickel, and it's Red 9. And again, I am literally just going to freehand this stuff right into this book. This one, I want to get some of the drips to come down a lot lower. So we'll see how that goes, because normally for something like that, I would draw it in with pencil so that I didn't miss coming behind that cloak. But I'm not doing that today. So we will see what happens with that. I think that's the one that's going to come down. And then I'm going to try and follow it. And I don't know. She's a vampire, so I feel like blood's the way to go. And we're going to have some go behind her head. When the image is this large and it comes up a little bit, it's best to try and incorporate it into your splatters so that, you know, it doesn't look separate completely. I want to get a small one in there. And then a big one. And that got a little wonky there, so we just fill it in, which we're going to do anyway. So those are them. Those are them. English. Um, and then I am going to do my little blood poolings down low. We'll have that one come off the page. And we'll do another one a little further up. And then what? You can also add little like drips coming off of these. I mean, try to be a little neater than me, but you can definitely do that. And we'll put another one over here. So it just looks like it pulls and slimes a little bit. So there we go. And then I'm going to color it in with my lightest red, which was the Azure marker. And I wanted to show both because sometimes, at least for me, it works better if I see it. You can also do this for really cute pictures with paint. If you're very good at marker blending, you can get like a rainbow effect with your paints that you're dripping. I have to use pencils for that most of the time, but I have done very small sections of paint like that. And I'm not going to be too careful about her hair because I think everything's going to be dark. So just want to get it colored in. I've been doing a lot of full page coloring on the channel this month. So I thought it'd be nice to do like a quick and easy, like an aspect of a page as opposed to a whole page. This spine is going to give me a hard time. Alright, I got as far as I need to get into there. And I just want to pull this all down. And wrap it around. And then we've got to get this little drip we made that came from behind her cloak. And our puddles. But yeah, I think this is a really dynamic addition to a page with minimal effort. So then we've got our dark marker, and I will pull out, did I smush up our, no I didn't. Our slime is here. Let me fold this so you can easily see it. But I would love to see if anybody does this, let me know or tag me in it on Instagram. All right, I've got both open at the same time. There's your slime, and just in case you want to look at that. But we're doing the exact same thing as we did to the slime. We're just coming in with the darker red. And you have to, like, you don't have to. I thin out the lines towards either end so that they're not wildly large. But yeah, you could just take this all around. And just get everything slightly darker. And if you go outside the lines, they're your lines. So you can change where they're located. Like, I'm not thrilled with that line. So I'm going to change it with this dark color. And then I'm going to get a little bit down here. Okay, we're still in screen. A win. And then we'll just put one down here. Okay, and then the same thing with the puddles. I'm just going to do it all along the bottom. Like that. And the same on that side. And you can make those as deep as you want, the dark colors. And then we're back to our white pen, which will show up a lot more on this because the green was so light. So again, just lines and dots, whatever you want. Make sure we stay in screen there. And they don't have to go on every drop or every drip. You can, you know, do them your way. I just keep saying you can do it however you want, but I really mean it. Just play and have fun. And then I'm going to add them to the bottom. And another one over here. And that is it. I mean, that's simple. Here's green slime next to the red blood. Yeah, we're in screen. Okay, so that's slime and blood, and that's all there is to it. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and look forward to seeing this one in my finished pages, because I'm hoping to get that done today. So until next time, friends, have a very colorful day. Bye.